Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and we are back with another Forza Horizon 5 video. So just yesterday I released this video, which of course shared a lot of new information about the game, including some that were taken directly from a Q&A session I took part in with the creative director for Playground Games, Mike Brown. And with the initial drive through to the Let's Go live stream, there are still so many things to cover. Therefore, in today's video, we will be very informative. We will go through all of the interesting things we discovered from the initial drive, along with the Let's Go episode live stream, including more information taken directly from the Q&A session that no one has really talked about. So if you do find all of this information here exciting and interesting, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it does really help me and this channel out. And also please consider subscribing if you do enjoy the content here. Just a quick note, most of the gameplay you will see in this video is raw 4K footage courtesy of Playground Games, so a huge thank you to them. So without further ado, here are 9 new information you all need to know about Forza Horizon 5. Starting off with number 1, the Ford Deluxe Forza Edition. I'm going to begin with a question that I have seen many of you asking. So as of yesterday, Microsoft announced that there will be a limited edition Forza Horizon wireless controller you can purchase that is currently available to pre-order right now. And with pre-orders, you will not only receive 2 character customization cosmetics, but you'll also receive this 1932 Ford Deluxe Forza Edition. Now, one thing I did notice immediately was the lack of bonnet or hood, which is a body customization that wasn't available back in Horizon 4, at least with this particular car, as usually Forza Edition cars, at least in the Horizon series, are just your standard variants with a few modifications which can easily be replicated. So does that at least suggest that the Deluxe has more customization options? Will exposing your engine be a new modification in the game? And also, is this Forza Edition Ford exclusive to those who pre-order this controller only? Because Playground Games did state previously that they have no intentions to include any pre-order bonuses for Horizon 5. Now, as of making this video, there has been no official answer, but my speculation will be that because the car is just a straight up Forza Edition vehicle and not a quote-unquote pre-order edition, we will most likely get a chance to unlock this car officially in the game as well. But what do you guys think? Number 2, the initial drive. I must say the initial drive for Horizon 5 looks very good, jumping out from a plane with all the incredible cinematics. It's quite action-packed, and it's often said by the developers that the prologue or initial drive takes a long time to develop because they try to capture what the title is all about within the span of around 8 to 10 minutes. But here are some very interesting things that Mike Brown revealed in the Q&A session. Within a certain point of the initial drive, you will head into a dust storm with the Corvette C8. Now, as daunting as that may look, and even for me, I'm like, dude, how on earth can you even drive through this, or let alone see through it? Well, the sandstorms in Horizon 5 have no direct impact on changing any of the car's physics and handling model. It is purely a cosmetic thing only. And also, the music you hear from the initial drive, which you can check out on other channels on YouTube, are original composites. This means that the music has been created by the music artists in collaboration with the developers to directly correlate with the initial drive, which I guess is why the soundtrack fits so well at the very beginning. My only concern, and Mike Brown also did say this on their latest Let's Go live stream, is that how are they going to outdo themselves for the next one? There's a fine line between outdoing yourself or making yourself look like a parody, so it will be hard to top this initial drive, but that's an issue that the developers will have to figure out later on. Number 3, different driving modes. I actually cannot believe this is a thing in Forza Horizon 5. We thought that this feature was just a trailer or developers build thing that the consumer's version would never experience, and well, I'm happy to say that we were mistaken. With the Mercedes AMG 1, you can see on the bottom right just next to the tachometer, there's a button that prompts you to press the left thumbstick. Now what that does is that it activates the AMG One's different driving modes that's available. In Horizon 5, there are two. There's track mode where the car squats, fins flare up, and the spoiler activates. And then there's street mode where the car lifts back up and hides all of the active aero, making the car look more sleek. I also suspect that a similar icon will be there for convertibles to activate the roof. However, at this point, there has been no mention or confirmation that pressing the left thumbstick would activate different driving modes in any other vehicles in Horizon 5. I mean, I would love to see a few more vehicles with this feature, like the 2017 Ford GT, but is this something you guys want in more vehicles in the game? Number 4, starting vehicles. So with Horizon 5, the starting cars you can get are quite unique. The first choice is the Corvette C8, which you would have already driven in the initial drive. Next is one of the cover cars, the 2021 Ford Bronco. And lastly, the final car will be the 2020 Toyota Supra GR. Now, one thing that is different to previous Horizon titles is that no matter which car you choose, all of the cars will be given to you from the very beginning. I have seen some people not being a big fan of this idea, as it doesn't allow us to quote unquote grind to get better cars in the game, pretty much just giving you a free pass on some very decent vehicles from the very beginning. For me, I'm open to this idea. Obviously, I am an old school Gran Turismo or older Forza Horizon fan, if you will, and starting with a slower car is a much more rewarding experience. But with that said, until we know how the campaign works in Horizon 5, maybe being gifted all three of these cars will be a compliment to the campaign mode, but I guess only time will tell. Number 5, so what about the campaign? For now, not much has been revealed about the campaign for Horizon 5 other than the fact that it will be looked more in depth in an upcoming Let's Go livestream. However, I do have some information again from the Q&A that I can share for you all that I don't think anyone else has really mentioned. So the team over at Playground Games did learn a lot about the experience that we had with Horizon 4's campaign. So throughout the history of the Horizon series, the game actually allows the players the freedom to create their own paths within the campaign mode, but the problem with this is sometimes it would lead players with no direction on what goals to achieve next. But with Horizon 5's campaign, there's a lot more sense of direction, if you will, which I have said many years ago about the issues with Horizon 4, and that is to at least give players some guidance on what to do next, because not all players are going to know. And it seems like Playground Games have done this with the campaign, suggesting players to complete the next objective while still maintaining the same level of freedom we've previously had. Of course, this is just covering a very small portion of the campaign, but at least you guys now know what to expect in the upcoming live streams. Number 6, the story for Horizon 5. Not too much was said about the story for this game, however, I'm sure some of you may have guessed it based on what was seen, but for those interested, it is a narrative sequel to Horizon 4. So back in Horizon 4, you arrive at the festival as an unknown rookie, and then throughout the game, you become one of the superstars in the UK's Horizon Festival. Well, in Horizon 5, this takes place right after that, where you start as a star from the previous festival and help bring the new Horizon Festival into Mexico. Many new characters will be in the story, including one that is known as Romero, who will act as somewhat of a tour guide or perhaps the voice of Mexico to showcase all of the cool things within Mexico, because the in-game character and the voice actor behind Romero just love the country, so there's a real authenticity behind this particular character. However, not much more was said about the story, so I guess it's for us to find out, or maybe for the team to show us. Number 7, new cars. I'm sure by now you have probably seen all of the new cars that were showcased on the live stream, and throughout this video you've already seen some of the gameplays of it already, so I won't go too much into detail about all of the new cars here, but in the live stream we saw gameplays of cars that are new to the Forza franchise. Now some of these vehicles like the Porsche Taycan Turbo S and the Ford Bronco 2069, we have seen them in the trailer already. There was of course the new Sierra Cars RX3, which was revealed on their Twitter just last week, but 3 cars were announced and showcased in the very same live stream, and they were the Hoonigan Ford Escort Cosworth version 2, the Ford Mark 1 Escort, and of course the surprise in which many of you seem to be very excited about, and that is the Super Duty Ford F450 Diesel. My goodness, this thing is huge. So finally, we got to see some new gameplay, especially with some brand new vehicles. A lot of Fords though. Hopefully we may see other manufacturers on display in the next live stream. Number 8, visible 4-wheel steering. So speaking of the new gameplay we saw, of course one of the cars they showcased was the new Porsche Taycan Turbo S. And looking at the raw gameplay, it is very clear that 4-wheel steering has been implemented into the game engine for Horizon 5. Now I'm not sure if you guys can see it properly on this YouTube video, but when the Taycan turns, you can see the back wheels turning in the opposite direction. I don't think the developers even mentioned this on their live stream, but that's a very cool detail they added. I wonder now for existing cars that may be featured in Horizon 5 from previous Horizon titles with 4-wheel steering, will we visibly be able to see the same feature, or is it just purely for new cars into the franchise? Number 9, animal behavior. So in Forza Horizon 4, one thing I'm sure all of us at one point did was chase the sheep, deers, or any other animals in the game and even see if we could hit them. Of course, not in a cruel way. I mean, we are just talking about video games here. But for Horizon 5, we have of course brand new animals like dogs, blackhorn sheep, mountain goats, to many more, but the team have put more effort into the artificial intelligence behind these animals and behaves more realistic than they ever did in Horizon 4. For instance, if you are in a car that's very quiet, you can drive much closer to the animals than if you were driving a loud V8. Of course, each animal will react slightly differently based on their different characteristics, but for me, at least small details like this shouldn't go unnoticed, and I'm glad that they are covering different aspects of the game and changing it for the better. There's still so much more to cover, but I'll wrap it up here. But what do you guys honestly think about the game so far, the good and the bad? I may possibly do a communities review for Forza Horizon 5 so far in the near future, so write down your thoughts. Please keep it constructive and sensible. Anyways, once again, if you guys did enjoy this video and found it informative, make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as that really does help me out. And of course, if you want to see more Horizon 5 content, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.